Hello and welcome back to the channel. We are just about to get a brand new episode of House of the Dragon with probably the much awaited Rook's Rest, and I'm joined by a great friend of mine, Hereth. Say hello, fella.
Hey, what's going on, everybody?
I don't quite know the title of this episode, but Fire and Blood fans know exactly what's going to be happening. I'm not going to say in case anyone in here has not read Fire and Blood, but I think we are in for a hell of an episode, let's just say that much. But without further ado, I've waffled for more than long enough. Let's get into the actual episode.
I actually prefer the new intro for season 2.
The new
like,
intro
I think
is
it works
a massive
better.
improvement. Like, I didn't dislike season 1's intro, but I thought that it was a little bit boring. But this,
Agreed.
I think, it worked a little bit better for last season because there was so much jumping about that, oh wait, no, that are actually new additions to the bloodline. But here, it's kind of fixed. Like, we know who's alive, we know what's going on. But here it's kind of actually telling an interesting story. Although I don't know the story before the Doom of Valyria, because it shows someone cradling a Targaryen.
It shows like the first Targaryen and the Doom of Valyria, I think.
Yeah, I'm assuming it might be someone cradling maybe Daenerys the Dreamer, but I don't know.
I also love how, if you are not familiar with the Targaryen lore, most people think this even I thought this at first was the history of season 1, but I love how it's actually the entire history of the Targaryen lineage.
Yeah, there's the Great. It's only just gotten onto like the first scene of season 1, like the Great Council. Yeah, we're going straight into an Alice Rivers vision. This is what I am curious about, is what we're going to see here, because there was also rumors that the actress that played Emma Arryn returned for this season, so I'm interested if they've got any kind of fruition. Someone's there.
What? I'm assuming it's Viserys.
Oh.
Oh, it's young Rhaenyra.
Yeah. In old Rhaenyra's clothes.
Oh my god.
Such a good way to convey Daemon as a complex character, is having these kind of magical visions. Oh. Okay. He's just completely...
Oh my god, Daemon is just like...
Bro, poor Oscar Tully. He's been bad-mouthed. No longer fucking head of the Riverlands, he's just Daemon's stooge. So I think it's confirmed now that Alan is Corlys's bastard.
Yeah.
I don't know if she knows about Adam then. Oh. It broke in the exact same way. So I think that is the one that Alicent mended for Viserys, like in episode 3 or 2 or whenever it was, early on.
Yeah,
is that
one
as requested?
Moon tea?
I brewed it myself.
I mean, there was a theory that Daeron in this is going to be a bastard of Kristen Cole and Alicent. I'm not subscribing. I kind of like it, but
I'm not subscribed to it either. But I actually like that theory.
It's an interesting theory. Kingmaker. They've dropped the line.
You know, I have more fun with like Aegon than Joffrey, because Joffrey just is like the worst kind of fucked up person. Aegon's like your fun, cruel person that you're just like, you're like, yeah, you're a terrible person, but you can kind of like laugh at the shit he's doing.
Yeah. I love how the Targaryens can just shit talk each other in High Valyria whenever they've got the ump with each other. I'm still curious by his motivations. Like, they're not fully explained. If he asks to see her feet, I'm turning the episode off.
Yeah.
The significance of Viserys' intentions died with him.
Ooh. She's buried that then.
Also, Alicent ain't wrong.
No. Although it changes how I feel about it. So is she meddling with him in his dreams? I'm assuming that's it, rather than... Because that would explain him, like, rather than him, like, teleporting.
Yeah. And I'm assuming he's just sleepwalking through these visions.
Yeah, maybe. Do you reckon it gets to a point where eventually he's just like, oh, I'm just going to stay in bed. Bugger it. That's Aemond.
I thought it was Viserys for a split second.
I don't think so, because it's got I think there's a strap. I thought that I saw a strap. I might be wrong.
You're probably right, because it looks like his look when he fought Lucerys in season 1.
Yeah. And the way he's kind of walking, that's definitely more Aemond than Viserys.
Old? Wait, is that older with an I?
No, that's Damon. That's Matt Smith.
Here, drink this.
Yes, Damon. Definitely drink that shit after what you experience.
He's suspicious of that poisoned peas and not the mysterious concoction that the witch gave him.
Yep.
Oh! That was the one that had the scrap. Is that?
Yep.
That's Lena. Good God, Harrenhal's trippy.
What thoughts would you have?
Talk about savageness from his own mother, nonetheless.
Council table.
Talk about savage. You're useless. I need nothing from you. I don't think Gawain is particularly enjoying himself.
Broad daylight.
I do think they have something up their sleeve, but for once, he's not speaking out of line.
No.
And then they're gonna get word of it almost immediately.
Rhaenyra's
across the bay.
They're gonna wonder why she's also just like a saint.
Support the war that your vassals have been fighting in your absence.
There are those who have mistaken my caution for weakness.
Oh shit.
That won't be their undoing.
We're about to get some Rhaenyra Targaryen prime.
Jacaerys is so blood hungry.
You must
He is.
send
I mean, you can't blame him. Oh.
Ah.
Meleys is your largest dragon and no stranger to battle.
Oh.
I will meet Cole.
I don't think Alicent's realised what she's just done. Is basically say you're useless. So we'll just go fine. I'll do something of worth then.
Yeah.
I'm going to put my armor on and fucking have a scrap.
Yeah, it's basically him gonna be like, yeah, you think I'm useless, bitch? You think I can't do anything? All right, I'm gonna go win this battle. And also, Aemon did not help him out by basically being like, yeah, shut up.
Wait, is that Balerion skull?
Yeah.
That's in Dragonstone now. Because that was at King's Landing before. Is he drunk?
Yep, that's Aegon behavior.
Right.
I never
Sunfire.
because I was unsure that I
This is the
believed
first time we're actually looking at him as well, which is nice.
the Targaryens, the realm.
Here comes
I
the
helped
Red
send
Queen.
to war. What Viserys told me when he named me.
She's a beautiful dragon,
What
though.
Jaehaerys had told him.
Sunfire. And it'll make more sense to him because he's gone north and seen the wall as well.
Aegon
Yeah.
the Conqueror's dream.
Oh yeah, no, because he'll put
He'll
two and
make
two
the
together.
connection, I
The
think.
song of
It took us 4 episodes
Yeah.
and a season.
Yeah. Speaking of a dragon.
There's Meleys.
Oh.
Oh, they're pulling a Return of the King signaling.
Light the fire of the Gondor!
Yeah. In comes Rhaenys. We've not seen stuff like this since the Golden Road in season 7. Oh,
Here comes Mommy Vhagar.
Shit. Oh, genius though from Cole.
Oh shit.
Yep. Stab him at that.
Oh my god.
Is he? So he's deliberately letting Aegon go first.
Yep.
Oh, I don't.
Whose dragon is that? His Grace the King's.
He's going to use it as a way to rally the troops instead.
Oh shit.
I'm interested to know how Aegon's going to fly Sunfire. Like, at Meleys, because Rhaenys knows what she's doing. As opposed to...
Team Green has the trump card here, like... Oh my god! Oh shit!
Where's she gone?
She went under, I think she's under her. Yep! I told it! Oh! Oh my god!
Good God!
Shit! Dude, Rhaenys could have just ended it like right there! Oh.
Good God! Aegon's getting absolutely decimated.
Rhaenys is fighting with a vengeance! Oh my god! Vhagar's fucking huge!
Massive! You don't get a scale for her. Honestly. Oh, does Meleys...
my god.
Rhaenys doesn't know she's there yet. Is he just going to burn them both?
I mean, if Aemon kills Aegon, He's there.
Oh.
Holy shit. Oh my god.
He just toasted them both. And it got Sunfire worse.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Good god. It's a 1v1 now.
Rhaenys can't beat Vhagar in a straight fight.
No.
Angos Meleys.
Oh. You know what? You cannot trump that. You cannot trump that. He wasn't expecting her. Oh, come on. Get a good lick in, Rhaenys. Come on. Go on.
Shit.
She's got Vhagar good as well. Jesus.
Oh my god. Holy shit.
They're just grappling and flaming each other. Good god.
Yeah, they're just twirling and just like clawing at each other. This is insane.
You know what? It's called a Dance of Dragons now. Oh. The fact that Vhagar got grounded and Rhaenys is still in the air.
By Meleys. That's insane.
Like, good god. Wait,
you have the element of surprise now. I would use it to your advantage.
Is she going to torch Aegon?
She's
flying away. I'm curious because she's flying away, but I don't... She's going back in.
Yep. She has the element of surprise. You got to use it.
Truly the queen who never was. But where's Vhagar?
Where the hell? Yeah, where the fuck is he?
I don't trust it. And surely a dragon of that... Oh, she's going to swoop up under.
Yep, it's gonna come. Yep, I fucking knew it.
Yep. That was Rhaenys. That was silly. That was silly.
Oh, fuck.
Meleys is dead.
Yep. Ah, oh, god damn it.
She went out like a true fucking Targaryen, though. Get that smug little fucking smile off your face. Like, the fact that the fact that Vhagar even got, like, attacked by Meleys, like...
It was grounded for a couple seconds.
And was grounded for a second. That is a just testament.
But it also shows how brilliant Aemon was, because he immediately took her strategy and just beat her that way.
You brought the dragons to war, Cole. This was your idea. Like,
this is the literal definition of fuck around and find out.
Yeah. The question here, though, is do the Greens at least have the dignity to return Rhaenys' body? I'm guessing no. I'm guessing no. Is that Gwaine? Oh! I don't think that was Gwaine. I think that was just a Hightower fort man, but good god. If that doesn't tell you about the, like, absolute devastation dragons bring to the battlefield, I don't know what will. This has done a much better job than the spoils of war in Game of Thrones, in my opinion, at least.
Oh yeah, no, because it just shows the brutality
of
it.
Yeah, this shows like the aftermath and like what can happen when two dragons go against each other.
Oh my god, Aemon's finishing the job.
I thought he was sheathing his sword. I'm hoping he was sheathing his sword.
He wasn't sheathing his sword until he said Kristen Cole said Aemon. Did you notice that? He was gonna kill Aegon. He had all intentions to.
I don't know.
Oh my god.
If he's died, you're fucked. He's not. I'm sure he's not dead.
He's not.
Well done, Aemond. Because this is his fault. Like, I'm not having this put on Rhaenys' door. He torched Rhaenys and Meleys.
Oh, 100,000%. So
that was season 2, episode 4, the red dragon and the gold. I think as kind of, you know, stout Fire and Blood enjoyers, we knew exactly what was coming this episode, and we were not disappointed. Good God. I mean, I don't really have any complaints, like, as to how the battle itself was portrayed, because all we knew is that in the book, it's kind of the way it's portrayed, at least to my recollection. Hereth, you may be able to kind of amend me on this if I'm wrong. But the idea is that Aegon and Sunfire, Aemond and Vhagar together then attack Rhaenys. Whereas in here, it's Aegon just goes, fuck it, flies off. Aemond watches him, just goes, yeah, keep on going. And then just...
Yeah, obviously we've I'm assuming on your channel you've definitely hit the nail on the head of like, hey, Fire and Blood is a historical retelling, not actually what happened. If we're just talking about like what version of the story I prefer, obviously not a reliable narrator, but I think I prefer this one just simply because I think it's more interesting that Aegon was like, you know what, I'm just going to do this myself, and then he ultimately pays the price for it.
This account, this text here, Fire and Blood, this is written by maesters, septons, and horny little dwarfs. Well, that's kind of how Mushroom is portrayed.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's not unbiased, and I think the majority of the histories that are written by septons and maesters heavily bias Team Green. So, you know, it.
Go figure, because they're the ones in power.
You look at the fight and you realize, oh shit, Meleys and Rhaenys actually held their own, floored Sunfire, did a good enough job on Vhagar. Vhagar had to get the keep in mind, Vhagar is the biggest dragon in Westeros at this current moment in time, right? Second only in size since the conquest of Balerion the Black Dread. And they needed a sneak attack to do that. And honestly, yeah, that's wild in itself to me. I mean, the devastation losing Rhaenys is going to cause to Rhaenyra's council is quite something, because she was a really, really big guiding voice for Rhaenyra in that council. So I do wonder what's going to kind of become of that. But I do think we need to talk about the rest of the episode, and then we'll come back to the battle. But we obviously have the opening that I honestly completely forgot about, and that was Daemon beheading Rhaenyra in that little dream sequence. Like, that was in itself quite a shock. I mean, my view of that, and I don't think it is as cut and dry as Daemon just wants to kill Rhaenyra and take her throne. I think this is exploring all of Daemon's kind of... I don't want to say emotions, but kind of emotions. Like, it's exploring his different viewpoints and his different feelings about it. Because, again, I'm going to quote Mr. R.R. Martin. Daemon Targaryen is one of the most morally grey characters in A Song of Ice and Fire. I think if you make him too much good or too much bad... Well, granted, there's not really much good rooting for Daemon, let's be honest. But he's a balance. That's the whole thing. And I think that's the purpose of these visions, is to show that whilst he's saying to Rhaenyra, I support you, you know, you're my queen, at the same time, he's going back to those impulses of, that was my throne, in his view. And I think that's what's... I think also having Millie Alcock back for it was really good as well, because it really kind of portrays that this is the version of Rhaenyra that Daemon still sees. And it kind of also doesn't make it, like, a bit odd that we've got Emma Darcy's Rhaenyra running around, and then all of a sudden, like, she's appearing twice, and you're like, oh, is she actually here? Is this actually happening? It also removes that degree of confusion from the audience point of view. But yeah, that was fantastic, and we obviously got the more stuff with Alice Rivers. What have you found of the Alice Rivers stuff so far, Hereth?
So going back to the Daemon thing, is what I find interesting is I kind of interpret it as like Daemon is killing a part of himself, or like specifically his past, and it's because like, after Rhaenyra and him had his big argument of like you're selfish, you all care about yourself, all you care about is just the violence and the war of it all, go do something useful. Yeah. I see that as like Daemon is now killing a part of himself for Rhaenyra, and that's why he had to do that.
I think that's certainly a way to view it. I don't think that vision was as much of a good thing. I think that was to prove, because I think Daemon is also partly in denial, especially from how he spoke to Rhaenyra, and in my opinion, I think he was being honest in that altercation, in that he believes he is completely loyal to her, and he's like, no, I was going to go to Harrenhal to declare in your name, not mine. And then he's having these visions. He's like, wait, no, I am actually conflicted here. This needs to be explored. And I think using the medium of Alice Rivers is such a great way to do that, because Alice is very kind of mystical in the book. We don't really know a great deal about her. And the fact that they're really utilizing her character to kind of tell these or explore these things. Because we've not actually seen Daemon properly interact with Alice yet. Because I think that second one was also a dream sequence, because he then wakes up to holding the same cup, drinking it, and it's like, where am I? Like, I think... Although... we don't know. It's deliberately left kind of, like, squiffy.
I mean, but also he did went from a dream to waking up next to a werewood tree, so it's entirely possible that he just slept walk his entire way there.
That's another very good point.
Or she's making him see an older Aemond.
I don't think that was it. I think they deliberately made it look like Daemon, because they've definitely drawn parallels, and deliberate ones at that, to Daemon and Aemond being their own kind of chaotic energies within each kind of force. I think Daemon
I just thought they used Matt Smith to highlight like how Aemond is so similar to Daemon, that's how old Aemond would. That's what older Aemond would look like.
Yeah, honestly, I mean, to be fair, if we're going off genetics, they're quite closely related. So, I mean, yeah, that's his nephew? Yeah, nephew.
Yeah.
Wait. Nephew...
Yes, it'd be his nephew.
Nephew / brother-in-law. House of the Dragon.
Oh, yeah, because... Yeah, brother-in-law / nephew. Yeah,
well, half brother-in-law, but... Yeah, that's the joy of the Targaryen family tree. But I'm honestly trying to jog... The last kind of 10 minutes of that kind of just, like, withdrew everything else from my brain. But they did a phenomenal job at adapting it. I think, especially having that kind of... Because there was a sense of increased kind of conflict almost between Corlys and Rhaenys. Before, because in the episode previous as well, because he kind of like cuts her off and then walks away, and then in this one obviously with Alan of Hull, where she's just like, I think I know who you are, and then goes, Corlys, I know who he is, and he's just like, are you trying to mock me? Like, it's I'm a bit more interested in that, and I hope that does get some form of elaboration, because I know that there are going to be a lot of fans of kind of Rhaenys and Corlys's whole relationship, and will be furious that Corlys, cheated on Rhaenys, which, I mean, understandable. The queen who never was, you wouldn't, really.
Yeah.
But
I do love how last episode tried to misdirect the audience by thinking, oh, Corlys is going to be the one that goes. So I love how they kind of like planted that seed and it flipped the other way around.
It was a really good misdirect. And I'm really like, so for context viewers, whilst the episode of the title of this episode will be in like the title of this video, we didn't know what it was until like after. So we had to Google it just before getting into this. And it was The Red Dragon and the Gold is also a perfect, like, it's perfect title. Perfect title. And I think other than like the battle at Rook's Rest, it was a pretty like tame episode. We didn't get like a great deal until that, which I think is deliberate, because I think if they gave us the kind of same level of stuff and then this battle, it would probably be a little bit overwhelming. I'm wondering what happened to Gwaine Hightower, because we've not seen him.
I wonder if that was Gwaine or not.
I don't think it was.
Because the way that like Kristen Cole pushes him over, I don't think they would have given that empathetic character beat if it was just a random guy.
True. I mean, I think it's well, you can look at it two ways. It's either a way of just putting into perspective the scale of the destruction, which I think certainly is part of it. But it could have also been Gwaine. I don't know if it was this Gwaine's horse that he walked past after. So I'm curious. However, the High Towers do have very, very generic helms, so it is very much possible that, that is just the case. What I'm curious with is that last scene with Aemond. What was he doing? So, because the way it looked like to me, you could see it both ways in the sense that he's either sheathing his sword or drawing his sword. Hereth, you seem to be of the count that he'd just drawn it and then was sheathing it now that he saw Cole there. Honestly, I can see both sides. Part of me is like, I don't think Aemond would just murk his brother. Like, but at the same time, given all that Aegon's done to him and all the frustration and distress, well, not distress, just rage he's caused Aemond, I can kind of understand for him to be like, yeah, I'm just going to put him out of his misery. Kill him.
I mean,
And then blame
Otto kept calling him the king that he wished he called heir instead. All the council thinks he's smarter than Aegon. Kristen Cole thinks he's smarter than him. Larys thinks he's smarter than him. Like they're all pushing Aemon in that direction. His entire childhood, he was humiliated by Aegon. And now, as an adult, he's still humiliated by Aegon. And so everything is pushing Aemon in this direction to just get rid of him.
And especially in the end of season 1, where you've got that in the Green Council episode, when they find Aegon, he's like, for a second, he was just like, what if I just never find him and then I become king? And even Aegon was just like, let me go. I have no wish to rule. And then Aemon does make him. But again, going back on that decision, you could view it as him killing him, but I'm curious as to what damage has been done to Aegon, so I'm going to go into kind of quick spoilers on Fire and Blood. Well, Fire and Blood kind of to do with what happens to Aegon, so... And I'm not talking about Ultimate Fate, just kind of like the aftermath of this specific battle, so if you are bothered by that, I would advise, again, clicking off. But in the books, Sunfire, I believe, loses a wing, or the wing is torn so badly at the joint that they can't use the wing. And Aegon is burned so badly, like his armor is fused to his skin and he's got burns down his face. I think that detail is going to be removed because we now know he's wearing Valyrian steel armor, the Valyrian steel armor of Aegon the Conqueror, as a matter of fact. And I'm not entirely sure that Valyrian steel melts with Dragonfire. I'd be kind of annoyed if it did, because, you know, Valyrian steel, you know, dragons of Valyria, you'd think that it'd be very disappointing if Valyrian steel just needed a little bit of dragon flame to melt. So, but I'm curious to see what damage has been done to him on that part.
Yeah, I also think it would be cool if it is melted to him, that it's like he's burdened by the legacy of Aegon the Conqueror, and now it's infused into him. Now it's like because everyone's comparing him to Aegon the Conqueror, even though he's nowhere near him. It's like this kind of thing that haunts him at every step of the way.
This is the version of Aegon they tried to create, and this is the reality. Like, you've got the beautiful kind of craftsmanship of Aegon the Conqueror, and it's just been melted and mushed by Aegon the Second. So that's another way of looking at it, actually. But I'm trying to think of any other things we got. We got Oscar Tully, who kind of just got told to bugger off by Daemon. Willem Blackwood made another appearance. If anyone actually watched my most recent lore video where I was discussing the fuse between the Blackwoods and the Brackens, I did actually include a little bit of clip from him, but for those that didn't watch that and need a little bit of a memory jog, in Season 1, I believe episode 4, I want to say, when Rhaenyra was looking for suitors, he was the young kid that came up to him and offered his hand. Like, that was Willem Blackwood, so that was cool. And we also did get a Bloody Ben reference with his, I think, nephew, I think he said, Benjicott, which is Bloody Ben, who is a very big part of the books, and who many people thought Davos Blackwood, who was the Blackwood character that we did see at the beginning of that episode, was Bloody Ben, but we now know that Ben is coming later in the season, or maybe next season, who knows. It's all complicated and convoluted. But as to what we could see next episode, there were set leaks, so I know something we're seeing next episode.
Oh, there's something we're definitely seeing.
Yeah. Actually, you know what? I'll say, again, quick spoilers, skip like 20 seconds ahead. We are going to be seeing the decapitated head of Meleys paraded through King's Landing. Unfortunately, set leaks happened, and that was kind of like confirmed. But yeah, that is what we're going to be seeing. So although, okay, spoilers over if you have just skipped to here. But my question is, what are they doing with Rhaenys? So part of me thinks that Alicent wouldn't stand for Rhaenys just kind of being, because I think, you know, whatever your qualms are with Alicent, I think she does have that level of decency just to be like, no, not, you know, I would hope at least that she would go, no, we're not doing that to you know, I respected her, she can go back to Dragonstone as a kind of show of good faith, but at the same time, given what's just happened to Aegon, who knows? Well, again, going back to what happened to Aegon, that was Aemon that did that. Like, he full on saw Sunfire, and I believe also, correct me if I'm wrong, in that shot, it was, so the two dragons were kind of grappling, right?
Yeah.
I believe it was like Aemon, Aegon and Sunfire were tilted more towards
it was towards
Vhagar.
Aemon.
Yeah. So when he chose to say Dracarys, he was aiming that at his brother and his brother's dragon. That's why Aegon goes, no! And then, obviously, has that happen. And that's what knocked Sunfire out of the sky. I mean, granted, Meleys did wound Sunfire, but honestly, that in itself, I'm wondering how that's going to be handled, because there are going to be witnesses to that. So, I mean, they can just claim it's an accident, but again, Aemon's track record isn't looking so great now that he's accidentally killed his nephew and accidentally burned his brother alive to the point where he may now be made king. So
that's why I think that's why I believe the theory that Aemon was going to kill Aegon. It's because why would you do something like that and not live to finish it?
Yeah, no, it's an excellent point. I mean, I think you can kind of view it as him ending his brother's suffering if you want to look at it that way. Well, you could also view it as he was checking the area to make sure that none of the Stauntons, I believe it's Stauntons that own Rook's Rest, I'm not entirely sure, had kind of gone over and defiled his body or killed him or anything like that. But yeah, there's numerous ways you can interpret it, but I think with attention, especially with Criston Cole, it was deliberately kind of left in a place where it's like, yeah, no, this could be, that Aemon could well have killed Aegon here. And that's it. But in terms of what we can expect to see next week, this is kind of where all my predictions for scheduling go out the window. There are events that I think are going to happen this season. I just don't know when the hell they're going to happen. We know we're seeing Lady Jane Arryn at some point because there's been an official casting for her. So we're going to be... Actually, that's probably likely to happen next episode then, to have Rhaena, Jane, and then Aegon, Viserys, and Joffrey at the Vale. I think
that sounds about right.
We're going to see that because that'll be kind of like a nice change of pace from Dead Dragon and Dead Dragon Rider. And
even Team Blackwell, I'm assuming, will kind of be like Rhaenyra feeling guilty for sending Rhaenys when she didn't have to, and because she's going to think that could have been her.
Yeah. Well, it's a good thing that... Well, to be honest, I think if Rhaenyra went, it might have gone... Well, who's to say if it could have gone differently? I think as viewers, we're going to be a little bit more... Not to kind of backpedal on what I said previously when I was watching, but I think as viewers, we're going to see something like that. And we're going to be looking for, like, going, oh, yeah, he's going to jump up behind the castle. But, like, from Rhaenys' perspective, I do kind of get it, like, as to how she made that mistake. But at the same time, I'm absolutely mortified she did, because I genuinely think if she didn't, she had a chance.
Yeah. My thing is like I said in the episode, like, the reason why I think Rhaenys ultimately grounded Vhagar is because she had the jump on him, and she had the
jump on him,
ability of, like, getting around him where he couldn't see her.
Rhaenys also has experience. Like,
yeah,
we don't know what... obviously, we know that Aemon bonded with Vhagar. To my knowledge, Aemon has never taken Vhagar to war. Like, there weren't any wars in that time period where Aemon used Vhagar. Sure, he's ridden Vhagar. Rhaenys is an experienced warrior on Dragonback. So, and certain people probably won't like this when I say this. I genuinely think that was more Aemon having luck than Aemon's actual skill. I will admit, it was a good tactic hiding behind Rook's Rest and jumping out at her. However, I think if it weren't for that, Rhaenys still could have stood a chance at beating Aemon there.
Yeah, because I saw it as, like, Aemon being like, oh, you beat me this way, I'm going to beat you this way.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just going to take what you did and just do it to you.
Yeah, no, 100%. But I think that is where I will leave it for today's reaction. Thank you very, very much for watching, ladies and gentlemen. It's been an absolute pleasure to watch, especially this episode with you, because it was very, very intense. And very quickly, another thing of note. The Lord Commander of Rhaenyra's Queensguard, Stefan Darkland, that we saw in the previous episode, his family, I think it was Duskendale, Darklands of Duskendale, I'm going to check that, I'm pretty sure, but his family were all massacred, and that's why he was like, oh, because it's like, Criston Cole took my father's head. So he would have been serving on the Kingsguard with Criston Cole as his brother, and Criston Cole has now gone and beheaded his father and killed half of his house. So that is quite something. But anyway, sorry for the second time, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, thank you all very, very much for watching. It's been an absolute pleasure to watch this episode in particular because it's been very, very intense, and this is what kind of book readers, I think, live to see for this season, is seeing these kind of epic moments of dragon battle being incorporated into live action, and I think they did an absolute masterful job of doing it in this episode. So it was fantastic to be able to watch and record it. But that will be all for today's video. Thank you all very much for watching. Please go check out Hereth over at the Pod Ones. I will have everything linked in the description of this video. They also do House of the Dragon reactions. Just Hereth is on with me this week instead. So please be sure to go check that out, along with the rest of their content, because it is absolutely fantastic. But ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, for like the 3 millionth time, that will be all. And I'll see you in the next video.